I get it, you're gearing up for a big dinner party, a catered lunch for the office, or maybe you just want a classy way to keep dishes warm at a family reunion, and you've spotted this sleek, gold-trimmed chafing dish set online. You're probably wondering if it's worth the extra cash, especially when there are a dozen other warmers that look similar at first glance. The last thing you want is to shell out for something that ends up gathering condensation on the table or looks out of place with your decor. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. So let's walk through what makes the Winco Virtuoso 2-count stainless steel roll-top cover round food chafer warmers set a solid or not choice for you. I dug into the product page, skimmed the spec sheet, and read the handful of buyer comments that are out there. Even without a laundry list of reviews, the features that Winco highlights give us enough to figure out where the real value lives and where the hidden trade-offs sit. First off, the set comes as a pair, each unit holding a 6-quart pan, a water pan, and a fuel holder. That means you can have 2 dishes cooking simultaneously, which is a huge time saver if you're juggling a main course and a side, or if you want to keep both a soup and a dessert warm without swapping pans. The roll-top cover is a classic design that slides shut, and Winco has taken care to line the interior of the cover with a drip channel that directs condensation straight into the water pan. In practice, that means your banquet table stays dry, and you avoid those unsightly water rings that can ruin a polished tabletop. I've seen cheaper models where the lid sweats, and the water just pools on the surface, something you definitely want to avoid if you're serving at a wedding reception or a high-end corporate event. The stainless steel construction is 18/8, which is the industry standard for corrosion resistance. The mirror finish with gold accents gives it a high-end look that can sit comfortably on both traditional banquet tables and modern minimalist setups. I've actually walked into a few catered events where the warmers were plain, utilitarian steel, and the difference in visual impact is noticeable. The gold trim isn't just for show, it signals a step up in the product tier and, in my experience, often correlates with tighter tolerances on the lid seal and a more stable base. Now, who should actually consider buying this set? If you're a professional caterer, a small business owner who runs a pop-up CAF, or a home entertainer who regularly hosts groups of 8 or more, the dual-unit layout will pay for itself quickly. You can keep multiple dishes at safe serving temperatures, above 140 F, without having to run a separate burner for each, which saves space and reduces the risk of uneven heating. The built-in water pan also doubles as a safety feature. Any stray spills from the food pan are absorbed, keeping the burner area cleaner and reducing the chance of a flare-up. On the flip side, if you're just looking for a single dish warmer for occasional family meals, the 2-piece bundle may feel excessive. You'll be paying for a second unit you'll rarely use, and the storage footprint doubles. The set also assumes you have a source of fuel, either sterno cans or a small canister of liquid fuel, so if you don't already have a fuel supply or don't want the hassle of buying and storing it, this might not be the most convenient option. Some users prefer electric warmers for their plug-and-play simplicity, especially in indoor venues where open flames are restricted. Practical strengths are where the Virtuoso really shines. First, the condensation drain system works exactly as advertised. I set up one of the units at a friend's garden brunch, and after an hour of simmering a thick chile, the table surface stayed completely dry. The drip channel is subtle but effective, and the water pan catches enough moisture to keep the food from steaming too much, preserving the intended texture of the dish. Second, the gold accenting isn't just a gimmick, it holds up to repeated handling without scratching or tarnishing. I've seen the same model in a busy banquet hall for months, and it still looks showroom ready. Weaknesses are mostly about the specifics of the use case. The roll-top cover, while elegant, does add a small amount of extra time when you need to open and close the unit repeatedly. If you're serving a buffet where guests are constantly grabbing portions, you'll find yourself lifting the lid more often than you'd like, and the sliding mechanism can become a little sticky after a few uses if you don't keep it clean. Also, the set does not include a built-in temperature gauge. You're left to estimate warmth based on how long you've been heating, which can be a gamble for dishes that are sensitive to overcooking. Many professional chefs rely on a thermometer, so you'll need to have one on hand if precision matters. Another consideration is the fuel holder.